All right, guys. Big 12. Finally in conference play. Let's do the picks. I'm going to do my personal picks and then I'm going to read the lines and let me know what you guys think. All right. Houston at Cincinnati. Whew, it's -5 Cincinnati, or if you bet, you know, take the -5, however you guys like to do it. But Cincinnati does some goofy stuff sometimes. But at the same time, Houston got beat really bad by UNLV on the road. But we see UNLV is pretty good, and they beat Kansas on the road also. That may be the biggest Power Five team this year. So I don't know. I'm gonna go 28-24 Cincinnati, but I could see it being 27-24 for Houston too. Uh, Cincinnati let that lead go against Pittsburgh, so who knows? They might improve. They beat their rival Miami, Ohio last week, so we'll give Cincinnati the edge, but don't be surprised if Houston pulls it off. Kansas on the road at West Virginia. This is a must-win game for both of these programs. Both of them sitting at 1-2. If they want a chance to get into the Big 12 championship conversation or even the playoff, uh, they need a win. West Virginia, I felt like had the win against Pittsburgh. Maybe just should have ran the clock a little more. I feel like the referees were a little goofy. It was weird that the Pittsburgh coach was complaining about the refs. I think West Virginia got more of the poop end of the stick, as they say. As I said earlier, Kansas lost to a very tough UNLV team, uh, good Power Five school. So they're given -2.5 to obviously West Virginia because they're the home team. I think West Virginia pulls it off because they're the home team and they looked really good last week against Pitt. But you never can count Kansas out. But I give the slight edge to West Virginia because of the home game momentum, etc. Okay, Arizona State Sun Devils on the road again. This time they'll be taking on Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech did a little back and forth with Abilene Christian. Tough loss at Washington State. Blew out North Texas. The line is giving Texas Tech the advantage here. I think Texas Tech is favored by 3.5. However, I beg to differ because Arizona State looked really good at Texas State, and a lot of people are probably laughing like Texas State, huh? Texas State is a really good non-power five school, or whatever you want to call them, group of five. They're just as good as UNLV or Boise State. Y'all saw the way Boise State played Oregon, and y'all damn sure saw the way UNLV beat two Big 12 teams already this year. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. If Arizona State can play that tough defense that they played or come up with the plays when they need to come up with them, I almost want to favor Arizona State. But if you're a betting person because Texas Tech at home give them the edge, they may get a call or two here that gets them out of there with a win. But Dillingham's done a great job in year two. I think I think this will be a very competitive game, very competitive game, and I'm going to go soft this time. I'm going to go even. I would just do if you were betting, you know how they say even. So if you bet $5, you win $5. No plus or minus. That's where I'm at with this game. All right. Now this game is at Oklahoma State. It looks like at Utah the way the picture is set up, but it's actually at Oklahoma State. Go Pokes. This is for battle of Big 12 supremacy early season. Who's the best in the Big 12? And Utah's look fabulous. Oklahoma State with that big comeback win in double overtime against Arkansas. I'm going to lead on Oklahoma State. They they play good at home. Usually, they did get their butt kicked last year at home by South Alabama, and people were going nuts at Mike Gundy. And then, of course, Gundy does what he always does, and he wins a big game down the stretch. So Oklahoma State is poised. They looked focused. I think they got a good offensive rhythm going. I think their defense is much improved this year. Utah is phenomenal. Utah plays amazing at home, but I'd like to see how Utah plays on the road in a different environment. Oklahoma, the air is totally different in Stillwater, Oklahoma, than it is in Salt Lake City, Utah. So the Utes are going to come to fight, and I may be dead wrong, but I'm going to lean Oklahoma State gets this victory at home. Kansas State at BYU. Uh, this would be a heck of a game up in Provo, but I look at it as a low scoring game because I know both teams play really tough defense, and both teams they have a diverse offense, but they like to run the ball. More clock management coaches, something the Eagles needed last night with Sirianni. That's a whole nother story. My goodness. But back to college football. um, damn, this is a very hard one. If it's K State is unbeatable at home, but K State also wins big road games like they have in the past before. At Norman and or at Oklahoma and Norman, they're no longer in the Big 12. They're in the SEC now, but K State knows how to win games on the road. Dylan Edwards will be against a tough defensive line. Um, I'm gonna go -1 BYU. By the way, if you bet on this, the line is +7 BYU. It doesn't say you know -7. It just says plus. It doesn't say -7 K State. It just says +7 BYU. So if I bet on this, I think you're guaranteed to win if you go +7 BYU. Because if BYU wins, you're fine. And I don't see K State by winning, or I don't see K State winning by more than 5. I see them winning. If they do win, I see them winning 35. 30-25 or something like that. 21-18. So I think +7 is a amazing bet for BYU being at home. And the big one everybody wants to talk about, obviously, if Coach Prime in Colorado is playing, people are always talking about it. And a quick note, I didn't talk about Iowa State or TCU because they both have uh, out of conference games this week. Iowa State, I can't remember, but it's a non-power five school they're playing, and then TCU's in a rivalry game against SMU. So, but let's talk about Colorado. So I'm going to go soft, and I'm going to go even Steven here again. I'm going even on this one. No line even because it depends on which Colorado team shows up to play. They are at home. They play very hard at home. They play very good at home. They've never been blown out at home under Coach Prime. Even the USC game, they started to come back. So it is going to be a tough win for Baylor if they get the win. But I don't know if what type of goofy stuff Colorado will do. I'll never forget the Stanford game. Hopefully they learned from that and they do better clock management wise and get out of there with a win. Hopefully Shador's not throwing the ball in the fourth quarter if they have a lead or a nice lead. But I say I say Colorado should win this one 31-28 or something like that by 3 points. But you never know. You just you just never know. I hope Coach Prime gets it together. Great win for them last week. Great win for their program. Congrats on that. They needed that win. Um, but this will be a fun, action-packed game. So I can't wait to see it. But it should be a close one. But if Colorado's defense can come together and do some things, and Shador can get the steam rolling, and they can run the ball and get a nice lead and manage the clock, this should be a solid win for Colorado. Easy win, but Baylor is a very tough program under Dave Aranda. had a rough year last year, but the year before was very, very good. So we'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going even. Oh, and by the way, the line is Colorado by -1.5. So basically, you're picking them to just win. So we'll see. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Conference play has begun in the Big 12. Peace.